Good morning. Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning.
Good morning, Isabel.
Good morning.
Good morning, María José.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nieves.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning.
Nieves, please enter in audio and try to get it better. Let's see what you can do. Okay, we are going to start with readings number 3 today. The first reading is about time. It's in your student's book, page 24. I am going to read, and then I ask all of you to read, and then we discuss the questions. Let's start. Time. The concept of time is an important cultural aspect that is worth noting to avoid misunderstandings when people from different cultural backgrounds work together. The attitude of English speakers towards time schedules is usually one of respect. Time schedules are kept, so if there is a meeting, an interview, or social event, they expect it to begin and end at the scheduled time, no matter how much time in advance they have been arranged. They are supposed to be kept. Consequently, it is not necessary to confirm a meeting or a deadline previously set. Other cultures are far more flexible in this respect. English speakers plan their activities carefully in advance, so they also expect appointments to be kept. Therefore, a last-minute cancellation is unthinkable. Okay, let's see. Please, Carmen, can you start reading? Thank you.
The concept of time is an important cultural aspect that is worth noting to avoid misunderstanding when people from different cultural backgrounds work together. The attitude of
English worth noting.
Worth noting
To avoid misunderstandings.
To avoid misunderstandings
from different cultural backgrounds.
From different cultural backgrounds.
Okay, continue.
The attitude of English speakers towards time schedules is also usually one of respect. Time schedules are kept, so if there is a meeting, an interview, or a social event, they expect it to begin and end at the scheduled time, no matter how much time.
Time schedules are kept.
Time schedules are kept.
Or a social event.
Or a social event.
And try to stop after the full stop, because I need to correct something. Thank you.
Okay. Consequently, it is not necessary to confirm a meeting or a deadline previously set. Other cultures
I think you have missed one of the, no matter how.
Sorry?
Did not read no matter how.
Okay. Excuse me. No matter how much time in advance they have been arranged, they are supposed to be kept.
No matter how much time in advance.
No matter how much time in advance
they have been arranged.
They had been arranged. Excuse me, I don't understand.
Is arranged. Is GD. Arranged.
Arranged. Consequently, it is not necessary to confirm a meeting or a deadline previously set.
Or a deadline.
Or a deadline. Other cultures are far more flexible in this respect.
Other cultures,
English speakers plan their activities carefully in advance, so they also expect appointments to be kept.
Keep is the infinitive, but if you remember, infinitive is with double E. This is kept, and it's pronounced as it is written. Something that we cannot say of all of the English words. Kept, just as it's written.
Okay, kept. Therefore, a last-minute cancellation is unthinkable.
Okay, good. Isabel, can you start reading, please? And give me time to, in case I need to correct something. Please read the title also.
Time. The concept of time is an important cultural aspect that is worth nothing to avoid misunderstandings when people from different cultural backgrounds work together. The attitude of English speakers towards time schedules is usually one of respect. Time schedules are kept, so if there is a meeting, an interview, or a social event, they expect it to begin and end at the scheduled time. No matter how much time in advance they have been arranged, they are supposed to be kept. Consequently, it is not necessary to confirm a meeting or a deadline previously set. Other cultures are far more flexible in this respect. English speakers plan their activities carefully in advance, so they also expect appointments to be kept. Therefore, a last-minute cancellation is unthinkable.
Other cultures? Unthinkable.
Unthinkable.
Okay. Nieves, please start reading.
Time. The concept of time is an important cultural aspect that is worth nothing to avoid misunderstandings when people from different cultural backgrounds work together. The attitude of English speakers towards time schedules is usually one of respect. Time schedules are kept, so if there is a meeting, an interview, or a social event, they expect it to begin and end at the scheduled time. No matter how much time in advance they have been arranged, they are supposed to be kept. Consequently, it's not necessary to confirm a meeting or a deadline previously set. Other cultures are far more flexible in this respect. English speakers plan their activities carefully in advance, so they also expect appointments to be kept. Therefore, a last-minute cancellation is unthinkable.
Carefully in advance.
Carefully in advance.
Other cultures.
Other cultures.
Is worth noting.
Is worth noting.
Okay, good. Let's continue. Vanessa, please.
Time. The concept of time is an important cultural aspect that is worth noting to avoid misunderstandings when people from different cultural backgrounds work together. The attitude
Second, Vanessa, can you push your thistle to the right? Let's see if we can listen to you better. Hablar at the top, push it to the right and keep it there with your mouse, please. Thank you.
Time. The concept of time is an important cultural aspect that is worth noting to avoid misunderstandings when people from different cultural backgrounds work together. The attitude of English speakers towards time schedules is usually one of respect. Time schedules are kept, so if there is a meeting, an interview or a social event, they expect it to begin and end at the scheduled time. No matter how much time in advance they have been arranged, they are supposed to be kept. Consequently, it is not necessary to confirm a meeting or a deadline previously set. Other cultures are far more flexible in this respect. English speakers plan their activities carefully in advance, so they also expect appointments to be kept. Therefore, a last-minute cancellation is unthinkable.
Okay, event.
Events.
Event has the stress on the second line. It's like expect, okay? Event, expect. It's the same. Very well. Okay. Now you are going to ask the first question to the rest of the students. Vanessa, ask the question, the first one, please.
How punctual are you for appointments, dates, school, or work? Give reasons for being late.
Nieves, give us an answer, please.
Yes, I'm really very punctual. I don't like to being late. But one reason could be when you are working and you have a meeting and you don't know exactly the time you're going to go out. You could go out and you can go late to another meeting. I don't know, for example.
Okay, and you can have a look at the chat area because I corrected you something. Okay, good. Isabel, can you answer, please? Orally. Right, you must speak.
I always try to be punctual, and when I'm late, it's because of a real problem, like a delay in the bus or in the traffic or something similar.
Carmen.
I usually am punctual for appointment dates, school or work. Normally, I less punctual with my friends. I'm less punctual.
Why?
Repeat, please. I don't understand.
Why are you usually late with your friends?
Because normally my friends are late too. Then I am accustomed to the timetable.
I did not understand the last reason you gave. What do you mean with timetable?
Because my friends are not punctual too.
Okay, good. Okay, Nieves, ask the next question, please, for the rest of the students.
What is your attitude with respect to deadlines?
First question, do you understand what deadlines mean? Green tick or red cross? Quickly. Green tick if it's yes, red cross if it's no. Vanessa, yes. Nieves, Isabel and Carmen? Yeah, Nieves, I don't have your answer. Well, let's see. Isabel, answer please.
I consider that the deadline always must be complemented.
And you, Carmen?
Yes, I try to call or remember the appointments when I have the appointment. When the deadline of appointment is llegar, I don't know how I say this.
Coming? I think you mistake. I think you do not understand the meaning of deadlines. What does deadline mean for you? What does deadlines mean for you?
Limits of the appointment?
Yes, but usually it's not for appointments.
Oh yes, I don't understand very well the meaning.
And also, can you answer and explain the meaning of deadlines, please?
If I understand well, deadlines is like the limit date to do something or to report something. It's like a limit day in a project, for example, but I don't know if it's true.
You are right, and so in students, deadlines is for instance, if you have to submit a work or a task, the deadline is the fixed time, an hour that you have to submit that, and there is no more time to do it. And it's also the same with working projects, and for instance, to submit, say, for a master, a thesis, or something like that. These are deadlines, so they usually don't have to do with appointments. That is a different matter. Did you understand that, Carmen?
Yes, I understand. Yes, I'll try to do my activities, my work inside of the deadlines.
and you, and Isabel, well, you answer, and Nieves, and you? Sorry, Vanessa, you have to answer. You keep the.
I always try to submit my activities and do my work on time, but I know that sometimes I'm not very responsible, because if I know I have more time, I postpone. No, I don't know what.
Yes, but when you got a deadline, you don't have any more time.
Okay. I always try to do it on time.
Okay. Let's see. And you, Nieves?
If I have a deadline previously set, I'm always going on time, because in my profession it's very important go on time. You can't go late, or you can't ask for more time. It's impossible.
Thank you. No, Isabel, ask the next question for the rest.
Are appointments set in advance usually kept in your country?
Please.
It depends, but in my profession, for example, normally isn't kept.
Your profession, sorry?
In my profession, normally isn't kept the appointments.
What is your profession?
In university.
University what? University what? What are you doing at the university?
My thesis. When I normally to have an appointment with my teacher normally change the dates. It's very normal.
So teachers are not serious at the university.
No.
In the Spanish university.
Yes, I think so.
Don't worry, it's the same with me. I have written, you know that this course I am teaching this course to write my final research project for my master. So I was in doubt at the beginning, and in June I was in doubt about 3 or 4 questions. I sent an email to the director of my master, and I am still waiting for an answer. This is not serious at all.
It's horrible.
Well, let's see, Vanessa. Yes, Vanessa, please.
I don't know how it's in other countries, but here in Spain, I think a lot of meetings are scheduled in a moment, not previously set. Because I had 2 weeks ago an interview in Madrid, and they called me the day before, and then in the same day they decide doing the interview by phone, and I had to cancel my ticket.
They decided to do my interview by phone. Okay, so as you can see, there is nothing serious in this country because you had paid your ticket in advance, and if you have to cancel it after 24 hours, you lose a lot of money, isn't it, Vanessa?
I lose the 20% of the money because only 4 hours to catch the bus.
I understand. And of course that company was not going to pay you for that, isn't it?
No. The person who phoned me said to me that if I want, they can give me the money of the tickets, but I prefer to cancel it and not to.
You should have accepted, because they have to learn to be serious with people, mainly with an unemployed person. That is very bad for a company. I would not like to work for a company like that, of course. Let's see. And you, Nieves?
In Spain, we usually improvise, and when you have an appointment set, normally isn't kept. Sometimes it is delayed.
Delayed.
Perdón?
Delayed. It is delayed.
Delayed.
It flies, delayed. It's delayed, okay? And you, what is your experience, Isabel?
I think in Spain there is a custom to cancel or delay in the last moment the appointment. I think there is even an aspect of a cultural aspect in Spain, I think.
Yes. There were no. It's horrible. Yes, Carmen, please. Your experience about that?
I answered the question before.
Sorry, yes. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue reading. Un moment, I'm going to change the slide. Okay, now we are going to read e-shopping on page 54. Turn to page 54, please. E-shopping. Let's see. Oh, I made a mistake. E-shopping. And the way we shop has been one of the many changes in the internet. The way we shop has been one of the many changes the internet has brought about during the last years. For people who work outside their homes, shopping on the internet has been a solution for buying not only groceries from the supermarket, but also clothes, presents, books, music, and thousands of other things. There are websites that foresaw this increasing necessity many years ago and are now consolidated businesses that sell their products everywhere in the world. Other enterprises have little by little entered the market with enormous success, while others are still exploring and learning from the new e-buying habits of their customers. Although there have been some problems related to payment transactions, it seems this way of shopping has come to stay, and it will continue to improve in the future. Okay, start reading, please, Carmen.
E-shopping. The way we shop had been one of the many changes the internet had brought about during the last years. For people who work outside their homes, shopping on the internet has been a solution for buying not only groceries from the market but also clothes, presents, books, music, and thousands of other things. There are websites that foresaw this increasing necessity many years ago and are now consolidated businesses that sell their products everywhere in the world. Other enterprises have little by little entered the market with enormous success, while others are still exploring and learning from the new buying habits of their customers. Also, there have been some problems related to payment transactions. It seems this way of shopping has come to stay, and it will continue to improve in the future.
Okay, I'm not going to correct your readings. I think it is better because I am not successful. I realize that I am not successful when I correct you something because I have been correcting you all the time the same words. So I realize that I am not successful. This method is not working. So I think it's better that if you want to improve your reading, to enter again in the recorded lessons and repeat because you can realize about your mistakes listening to others. So it's better. I think that it's a waste of time in the case of the when you read, it's something that is not working. So it must be very difficult to remember something at long term to remember something that is just repeated after a moment when you are reading. So because temporary memory doesn't work as long-term one. So let's see if you can get it by entering later and repeat by yourselves. Isabel, can you start reading, please? Thank you.
Okay. E-shopping. The way we shop has been one of the many changes the Internet has brought about during the last year. For people who work outside their homes, shopping on the Internet has been a solution for buying not only groceries from the supermarket, but also clothing, presents, food, music, and thousands of other things. There are websites that foresaw this increasing necessity many years ago, and are now consolidated businesses that sell their products everywhere in the world. Other enterprises have little by little entered the e-market with enormous success, while others are still exploring and learning from the new buying habits of their customers. Although there have been some problems related to payment transactions, it seems this way of shopping has come to stay and it will continue to improve in the future.
Thank you. Nieves, please, can you read?
E-shopping. The way we shop has been one of the many changes the Internet has brought about during the last years. For people who work outside their homes, shopping on the Internet has been a solution for buying not only groceries from the supermarket, but also clothes, presents, books, music, and thousands of other things. There are websites that foresaw this increasing necessity many years ago, and are now consolidated businesses that sell their products everywhere in the world. Other enterprises have little by little entered the e-market with enormous success, while others are still exploring and learning about the new e-buying habits for their customers. Although there have been some problems related to payment transactions, it seems this way of shopping has come to stay and it will continue to improve in the future.
Thank you. Vanessa, please.
E-shopping. The way we shop has been one of the many changes the Internet has brought about during the last years. For people who work outside their homes, shopping on the Internet has been a solution for buying not only groceries from the supermarket, but also clothes, presents, books, music, and thousands of other things. There are websites that foresaw this increasing necessity many years ago, and are now consolidated businesses that sell their products everywhere in the world. Other enterprises have little by little entered the e-market with enormous success, while others are still exploring and learning from the new e-buying habits of their customers. Although there have been some problems related to payment transactions, it seems this way of shopping has come to stay and it will continue to improve in the future.
Okay, good. Vanessa, I would like you to enter into the audio, and when you check the microphone, push the thistle right to the left, to the right side of the lever, and let's see if you can fix it there for you to be listened to higher. Let's see. Carmen, which of the following advantages and disadvantages do you associate with this way of shopping? And explain why.
I think that advantage is that e-shopping is perhaps and sometimes it's cheaper. it's time saving, sometimes it's time saving, and I think that
Time saving.
Time saving. And I think that disadvantage is that sometimes it's tiresome. Depending of the words, it's dangerous.
Have you ever had any experiences about shopping in the internet, and how was it? Advantage or disadvantage?
Could you repeat, please, Berta?
Have you ever had an experience of shopping in the internet, and how could